There are many reasons to love a certain Transformers figure. Sometimes it'll be for the transformation. Others, it'll be for the look of a certain mode. Sometimes it'll be based off of pure nostalgia. And then there's me. I love a figure based off of sheer stupidity. Case in point, Bottle Weep Ground Weep Ninny Bong Internet. Today I'll be reviewing Earthrise Deluxe Class Quintesson Alicon. Let's do this. So the Alicon here turns into that of a bipedal alligator. You know, whatever the Quintesson's representation of an alligator is. Which is this mutated monstrosity pile of stupid covered in spikes. Like, I don't know why, but this design should not work. Now, this mode ain't perfect. No Transformers figure is perfect. I mean, at least official-wise. There might be third-party figures that are perfect. But there are some really lazy aspects, like this. The hands are just kind of plop there. I kind of wish they folded in. I mean, if you just get the leg out of the way. All this empty space could have, like, added a mechanism for the hand to fold in. What's up with that, yo? Then just a little bit of hollowness on the inside of the legs, but what to say about hollowness? Dread it. Run from it. Hollowness arrives all the same. This guy's also got a lot of colors. Like, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He's got like 6 colors. No, but 7, 8. And then he's got like a 9th one in his robot mode. It's just like a little bit of silver, but you gotta admit, it's a lot of color. Like, that's actually impressive. And also this color scheme cannot work. It just kind of invokes my inner child. Like, and not because of nostalgia for the 86 movie. Maybe it's just the abrasive colors. Because colors were appealing to me as a kid. And about the nostalgia for the 86 movie. Yes, I'm getting the Studio Series 86 figures, because why wouldn't I? I guess I have to wait for the oversaturation of grapples to run out, because that's a thing. Whose idea was it to overstock on grapples? Yeah, now, as for his posability, he doesn't really have a lot. I mean, he basically gets a brick. So, posability, the jaws can open, like, really wide, and even got a little painted tongue, even though a creature mostly made out of metal shouldn't have organic parts in the first place. Unless he's replicating this using some prototype pretender technologies, and I don't know. I feel like I was painted, I will say that. The alligator arms do the whole swing thingy. The waist kind of rotates, but not that much because it's obstructed by this massive tail. Look how long it is. And the legs have all kinds of posability. Like, you could even, like, extend the legs. It's like he's trying to ward off predators. Oh, yeah, also, he has ports on the bottom of his feet, so you could fashion a couple moon boots on there. And do not worry, Bumblebee. The Super Tallicon isn't real. It can't hurt you. Are you sure about that? What in the name of... So for some quick size comparisons, here we have Earthrise Snapdragon, Power of the Prime Center Twin, I almost butchered his name there, and Titan's Return Skull Cruncher. I know his name was changed to Skull Smasher, but I don't care. So, how about we get on with that transformation? Yes. The transformation here is simplistic, almost kind of bordering on lazy. I mean, it's literally just straighten out the legs, unted the arms, rotate the waist, and drape his tail over his face. I did not intend that. I did not. It kind of feels like transforming a one-step changer. Anybody remember those? Now, the robot mode... What I will say about his robot mode is that he basically just looks like a dumpy spike goblin. Like... Tell me that's not what this looks like. And, yeah. The robot mode, it does have a lot of paint. like, again, just like the Beast Mode, it had a lot of paint. I mean, all the usual colors make their appearance here. He even still has the red eyes. It's classic stay. He's also got, like, 3 different colors of paint on his face. Most characters only get their face painted, and maybe their eyes. This guy gets, like, 4 colors of paint on his face alone. That's insane. Also, he's got some silver bits. So, figured I guess point that out. But, yeah. See? Silver bits. Also, I'm told this is a faux part. I guess that's technically true. I had to rewatch a GIF of the Alicon transforming. Turns out the monster actually comes out of there, and not out of his back. And I was like, well, where are the differences? You can see here that this just looks like a transformed version of this. I can now spot the similarities. My take on faux parts, they don't really bug me. I mean, they don't bug me unless they're A, overdone like the current Masterpiece figures, or B, not done right. Like, you can still see the part that the faux piece is trying to replace. Like, that's just lazy. But, yeah. Speaking of laziness, alligator arms on his normal arms. Why? Again, a mechanism could have been used to fill in all this hollow space. But yeah, so for his posability, you get a ball joint at the head, which is rather limited and also a little hard to maneuver because his head is so deep into his torso. You get a rotation at the shoulder. I don't know if shoulder pauldrons are supposed to move with shoulders, but okay. Arms that barely pull a 90 because of the siege ports. I don't know why that couldn't have just been like dug into the arm, although I guess I would have made the arm like brittle or something. Bend at the elbow, bicep swivel, wrist swivel, kibble swivel. If we untab part of the backpack and just get it out of the way. The croc flap moves out of the way to accommodate leg movement. So, you got that, as well as thigh swivel, over 90 degree at the knee, forward ankle pivot, and sideways ankle pivot. I think if you want a figure that has good posability, like especially in the leg department, then this is a figure for you. I mean, if you can get past all kinds of flaws, then yeah, I definitely recommend it. But we still have a lot more to judge the figure on. Like, for instance, we still got a few accessories to cover. Yes, all figures come with accessories. This shouldn't be a surprise. Well, except for Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron, but he already has his weapons built into him. So, you may notice that I now have this. This isn't for pointing out paint. This is actually one of his accessories. And I think from now on, I'll just be using this as pointing out certain details. This can actually kind of be, like, swooped into the hand, so we can hold it and go ahead and stab people with it. Oh no, my thumb. This is also made out of the same hard rubber that the shoulder spikes are, so this actually hurts. You can even get to hold him. I don't know what purpose this serves exactly, but he can be holding a spear. He does come with one other accessory, and that's actually stored inside of his backpack. You just rip out this part of his tail, and now he's got a little knife. Yes, this is a knife that comes out of his butthole. His butt end. So, that's a thing. But yeah, so for a few size comparisons, as to where he stands in the whole War for Cybertron trilogy scale within the Deluxes, pretty close between a fallen over wheeljack and a cliff jumper, which means, you know, he's short, but he's got a lot of chonk. Again, why I referred to him as a dumpy spike goblin earlier. So yeah, for a few other comparisons, here we have Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime, who is wondering how he shrunk because Super Tallicon, that stuff, if you didn't skip the weird little skit I made. And here's Earthrise Snapdragon. And finally, last but not least, here we have Studio Series Off-Road Bumblebee, who I guess technically falls into the same scale as Cliff Jumper, but I just wanted to put him in for obvious reasons. Those reasons being I'm reviewing him next. Spoilers, I guess. But yeah, I can safely say that I like this figure a lot. While it's not everyone's cup of tea, I really like it. It may or may not have something to do with the sheer stupidity of it overall, or nostalgia for the 86 movie. Yeah, I think it's mostly the sheer stupidity part. I mean, I do have some nostalgia for the 86 movie. Yes, I'm getting the Studio Series 86 figures. Because why wouldn't I? I'll talk about controversies on that line when I get like Hot Rod or Grimlock. But yeah, I'm gonna rate this a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect. I mean, it's got its flaws. It's got the arms hanging on the arms, arms on arms. Has a lot of arms. He has like 4 arms. He's got arms on his forearms. But yeah, really like this figure. I don't know if I did this in my previous review, but I guess I'd like to thank everyone for subscribing over the past month. You've helped out the channel a lot. And yeah, so this is Iron Sandals 21. Reminding you to do all that, like, subscribe, comment, jazz, and I will see you next week with Studio Series Off-Road Bumblebee. So see you then.